Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal, a production on YouTube, and welcome to the final Wednesday review of 2020. And so, what album did I pick to review for the final, pretty much the final review episode for 2020? You know what? I pretty much decided to end with another thrash metal album. So, what I picked was the fourth studio album from a Swedish thrash metal band, Warfect, that is titled Spectre of Devastation, which was released through Napalm Records on November 13th. So, Warfect. This is a band I am totally new to. If it wasn't for my brother, I probably would have never checked out this album. But these guys, I'm looking on, on Metal Archives here. They, of course, are a three-piece, and they were formed all the way back in 2008, and their debut album came out in 2009, and it was titled Depicting the Macabre. And since then, they've, again, released three more albums, this being their fourth studio album. So, without further ado, let's definitely get into a Spectre of Devastation from Warfect. Alright, so before I really get into any of my thoughts on the album, let's do a track listing rundown. We got at least about 9 songs total, and it all clocks in at 41 minutes and 49 seconds. And these 9 songs are Spectre of Devastation being the title track, and it's also a instrumental. And definitely the shortest song on the album, basically clocking it at 1 minute and 14 seconds. Then after that, it's Pestilence, Rat King, Left to Rot, Hail Caesar, Into the Fray, Colossal Terror, Witch Burner, and Dawn of the Road. I should definitely mention that Hail Caesar is not a AC/DC cover. So there you go. There is your 9 songs here. And how do I sum up this album? Well, I've noticed that when it comes to a lot of the Swedish thrash metal bands I've listened to, all of them definitely take a lot of inspiration from a lot of the German thrash metal bands, and Warfect are definitely within that same caliber. They definitely take on more of a Teutonic German thrash metal sound, but definitely I hear more of a combination between 3 bands, that being Crater, Sodom, and Protector. Definitely combining the more melodic nature of some of the more later Crater albums, but combining it with the absolute assault of Sodom, but with the brutality of Protector. So that's kind of the way I feel summons up the sound, especially when it comes to the vocalist here, which again being vocalist and guitarist Frederick Wester, who definitely at times is very guttural, but though at times, I guess you could say it almost kind of borders on death metal, but it really isn't. Again, it's not too far off from a lot of the German thrash metal vocalists. I definitely see some more similarities between Tom Angel Ripper and right now, his name is escaping me, but the guy from Protector. It's a combination between those two, and I think it definitely adds something to the music. Again, he's not like Mila Petroza of Crater. He's not very much like that, but he definitely has more of that sort of Sodom Protector style vocals to him, where it definitely almost leans towards the more extreme metal spectrum. And most of the music there are some blast beats on here, though not as much as on the newer Sodom album, but there's definitely some of that. But again, it's more in a melodic nature, and that's the thing. I definitely could compare this to some of the more later Crater albums, but at the same time, compared to a lot of the later Crater albums, this one does seem to really show or retain more of a like a more raw, more brutal nature. Like again, like almost combining some of their earlier Crater albums, like for example, Pleasure to Kill, or Terrible Certainty, but combining again with some of the more later albums, though, but not as nearly as melodic as some of the more later Kreator albums, like, for example, Phantom Antichrist, or was it Gods of Violence? Not really close to that, but it just has, again, the thing is, it's also, again, combining a lot of that real raw, again, very just brutal nature of some of the more Sodom and Protector albums. So that's the way I definitely get from this. Again, just combining some of the brutal fucking thrash riffs, but again, bringing in more of that melodic nature and really, and again, the structuring. Some songs definitely start out fast, but then midway in, they'll definitely kind of take in that sort of almost melodic feel, but then they'll slow it down. There's a lot, again, not every song has, where all the way through it's completely brutal, but there's where it's just like thrash for the sake of thrash. Sometimes they definitely have a good way of, for sure, of just constructing a track and keeping everything pretty interesting and cool. I think that's definitely one of the high points for this album for me. I think this is definitely a solid thrash metal album. So as far as songs is concerned on here, again, to let you know again, if you haven't yet realized, this is my first Warfect album I've listened to. So I might be interested in going backwards and check on some of the other Warfect albums. Sorry to kind of break up the mood here, but let's definitely get into some songs here. For example, I really dig Pestilence. Again, it just comes right after the short title track, the instrumental. And which again, to summon up the title track being the instrumental of here, I guess taking some inspiration from how Walls of Jericho from Halloween starts off. Again, the title track for Walls of Jericho was just an instrumental, but here they kind of, instead of using a Halloween theme from, again, the theme from Halloween, Seasons of the Witch, they decide to do it's more of a orchestral number, but there's still a bit of a raw, almost heavy nature to it. It definitely seems to really kind of showcase that they're all obviously are building up to something absolutely brutal and epic, basically. And that's kind of where everything leads to Pestilence, which again, it just kicks the album into high gear for me. It's just a great freaking opener, just relentless, showing no remorse. It's a good song. Another one I also really dig is Rat King, which again follows Pestilence, and again, it's another punishing thrasher. I love that song. Hail Caesar, like I've stated, it's not a AC/DC cover, is another one that I enjoy here. Plenty of fist-smashing riffs and breakneck aggression. Just good stuff with this song. I like it. Into the Fray, it's another absolute slaughter of a song. It's just awesome. Again, absolutely slaughters. Witch Burner, oh my god, so damn good. Then finally, the final track on the album being Dawn of the Red. This ends the album, and compared to the other songs, this definitely has kind of more of a Sodom feel compared to some of the more other songs. Again, but to be quite honest, again, like I've stated, when I make a lot of the comparisons between Kreator or Protector, most of the time it has more of a combination of both those two bands, to my opinion. But with Dawn of the Red, I definitely hear way more of the Sodom influence on this song for sure. Again, you can kind of tell what kind of bands Warfect were really into. So it's just fantastic. So I think that this is all great stuff. So there we go. I pretty much got all the music out of the way, and I definitely want to point this all out. Everything, it doesn't completely have to do with the music, but I do have to mention this before I really end my review here. But the artwork for this album was done none other by definitely one of the most respected artists, or at least artwork artists in the metal scene, that being Andreas Marshall, who has done plenty of artwork for bands like Blind Guardian, Destruction. Here, just looking on his page, Gamma Ray, Gravedigger, and Hammerfall, Halloween, and King Diamond, and Kreator 2, and Merciless Death. He's done a lot of artwork for a lot of great bands. And another one I definitely should mention is that this album was actually mastered by none other than Flemming Rasmussen, best known for producing some of Metallica's best albums in the 1980s, being again Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and even being a part of course of And Justice for All. So it's great to have him on board, which definitely you can tell it's mastered pretty good for a modern thrash metal album. So Flemming Rasmussen does a great job with really kind of just opening up a lot of the album spacing and the way it just sounds. He really gives them a more of a tighter sound. It's just great. So there you go. There is my review for Spectre of Devastation from Warfect. And what is my rating? It's a 9.10 out of 10. This is a really good freaking album from these guys. Again, being completely new to Warfect, I am definitely I'm glad to say that this definitely has made me interested in checking out more of their stuff, and definitely has made me more interested in following this band for sure. I will definitely be keeping up with whatever they do, so whenever they drop another album, you will expect me to review a Warfect album again on this channel. I think this is a solid thrash metal album. So this album, again, has been released since November 13th, and so for any of those who is familiar with this album, if you had heard it, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. But if you haven't heard this album and are definitely intrigued by checking this album out, I say go and definitely check this album out. I'll try and do my best and leave links in the description box for you to definitely go and grab yourself a copy. I think this is worthy of checking out. I think this is worthy of recommending if you like just good, solid, chunky thrash metal that definitely has more of that Teutonic edge to it. Oh my god, I don't know what the hell you're doing. It is definitely worthy of being in any of your guys' collection. It's a good album. So with that, I hope all of you enjoyed. This is for Thrash Sam out. And I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.